and welcome to WrestleMania Night 1 review on regular conversations, or should I say wrestling conversations, between myself and Nick. So, not gonna make this too long for you, but uh, overall, I'll give Night 1 um, on a scale of a 5-star rating. Nah, let's not do that. Let's give it on a grade level. I give it a B, a
Hmm.
solid B.
Okay.
Like it could have been a B plus,
Mm-hmm.
but it could have been a B minus, but I just think it's like just a straight B
Oh,
because yeah.
okay, I can see that. I mean, B, that's nice little territory. I mean, and then it's the first night, so you don't want to go too high, too low. Now, if we just gonna start with the matches, I'm not gonna talk about the co-hosts and decisions because I don't like that. That's neither here nor there. But the first match I
Hold on,
love.
before you go there,
Okay.
you just gonna skip over the fact that there was a 40-minute delay to start WrestleMania because of weather. That in itself is history making.
Yeah, it's history making. I gotta tell the truth because for me that kind of added to the intrigue for me. So
Exactly.
unintentional happy accident. I like that.
Right.
So
Because if you think about it, we got promo after promo after promo eh, after about 10 straight promos. And it was just like, what is going on here? Like, it was just like everybody was just shooting.
yeah, you can tell they were all real promos. So yeah, I
Yeah.
like they gave that chance. And it gave us that chance to get warmed up for what was coming because beforehand,
You
me
really,
myself, I wasn't really looking forward to WrestleMania. I mean, I wanted to see the matches, but there was no real
real build
build
to
going
it.
to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a delay. Did help.
Yeah, the weather delay helped a
Now
lot.
the first match for the WWE title, Lashley Drew. Drew, Drew got the interest he wanted, got the crowd fire and reaction he wanted.
And just so, like I said, he won WrestleMania last year, so he was the last match and the last person standing. So he's the first person out in the exact next WrestleMania. He left with no fans. He comes back with fans. So it was basically uh what they a call back to WrestleMania last year. This is the type of ovation you should have got after you won.
Okay,
So
okay. So I mean, me, I was pleased with that match. Loved everything about last year. Loved the entrance. Loved his aggression. Loved the fact that there was this match between him and Drew. That gave me that impact feel, so I knew it was gonna be a good match. And I
yeah,
just was pleased. I'm glad the outcome was the way it was. It was clean, wasn't a wonky finish. Um, and Bobby retained. So
so technically it wasn't a wonky finish. Cause when they stopped and paused, why did he stop before he went for the claymore? He basically stutter stepped and then did a claymore in the midair and nothing, and then Bobby did what he did and got him
but
into the
I
hurt
think
lock.
that was smart MVP just yelling out Bobby
Right.
just to draw attention away for the split second and give him time to recover. That Claymore and win the match.
Yeah, I
So
just thought that was surprising a little bit, but other than that, for me to let them go, you know, hard as far as how, you know, the last few big man versus big man match has been going finishing move, suplex, finishing move, finishing move, uh clothesline, something else,
Right.
finishing move, over.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And this had, you know, technical stuff in there, had a little bit of just I'm gonna hit you and you gonna hit me back and we not gonna care what happens after this hit because I'm gonna hit you hard and whatever and you just
Right.
gonna have to take it.
Right.
So um I yeah, like I said, that match I probably give it a good 4 on the nose, because a 4-star match, because with Bobby retaining and still looking dominant in his way, you know, I can honestly say that Bobby earned this.
Yeah. Now I would definitely say Ford as well because first of all, I have to also credit the genius of MVP to not to interfere, but not interfere. If you get my drift.
Yeah, because he didn't technically like
Right.
use
So
his
you
pain or
can't use
something.
that as a question.
Right.
He got that slash was he got that win, proved his dominance. So yeah. Then there was a what was that the tag team gauntlet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I overall I liked it. Um, all of them really, every female, all the women in there got a chance to shine
At
for real.
some point or another.
Yeah, so I can see by the way they was set up how they could have feuds going forward with
Hmm.
each team if they do the right thing with creating creative for them. But I was, and no surprise to me, Tamina and the Teddy won because I thought out of all the teams, they looked,
I mean, you called it Friday.
yeah.
You know, you said
So
she someone dropped
yeah, when I
Nia Jax.
saw Samoa drop Nia Jax, I was like, they gonna win. And end up getting, I knew it was gonna be that situation, but I was like, they gonna win and get to that. So yeah, and I can actually see him winning, and this could be a way to split up Diane and Shayna so they can be singles. So I can see it being that way. So I like for a gauntlet match, as far as a gauntlet match, I would get it like 3 stars. It
Yeah,
wasn't the best, but it
it
wasn't the
wasn't the
worst.
worst. Yeah,
Right.
right in the middle of the road. I'll give it a 3-2. The Riot Squad showed me a lot because they did a lot of teamwork moves. Um,
And it just like just for me one look, especially with the Riot Squad, because you mentioned it. Just one hiccup for me. It seems like they got their moves up, but they were rushed a little bit.
hmm but that's cool. They don't
Yeah,
be on TV that much. They ain't
right.
getting
So
no
it's
practice
like
in for real.
maybe they were nervous and just sped rushed the beat.
Hmm.
But yeah, every team honestly looked good in this match. So
Even Dana
Dana Brooke
Brooke,
and her
even Dana
her
Brooke.
wardrobe malfunctions. That was but they looked good in the
Yeah,
match too. So
yeah. So, what was next?
next I believe was Seth and Cesaro.
Seth and Cesaro. Yep.
Now
Now, um, we got a quote unquote Ring of Honor match
oh yeah, that was
out of
it was
it.
definitely a good match.
Tyler Black versus
Hard hitting. They were snug. It went a nice little
Claudio.
distance. At the end, we got that swing. He swung them. It wasn't as big a swing as I would have thought because it was
Yeah,
only 23
which
times.
is one more.
Well, right, but okay.
Well, technically, if you add both, he did 32 times because he did 9 on the first one.
Right. And I like the story they told with that out right from the beginning of the swing. Cause the first thing Cesaro went for uppercut swing. Um,
I
I
like the airplane.
yeah, the no hands. I love Self and the corkscrew frog splash.
Yeah, that was different too. They did a lot of innovative stuff,
Yeah,
even for them, being older in the game.
and I'm glad because it was Cesaro's first match and he showed. So
Yeah.
I would give them definitely a 3.2 if I put point two on her.
Hmm.
But only reason I'm not gonna go any further because and it may be for me because the crowd, but I was just happy with the crowd there because they seemed dead a lot of the time.
Hmm.
But they weren't used to being at events.
Yeah.
So that's a gift. I can give them that. But what did you think about the match?
For me, I mean, with all the innovative stuff they did, um, with you know Seth being such a heel, his promo at the beginning of the night, his like straight off the cuff, and joining on the uh backstage interviewer guy,
Right.
but Seth is proven to be like the number one guy, not named Roman.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can see that. I can definitely see it.
Over Drew necessarily,
Right.
because Seth brings it every time in the ring, and now his promos are hitting a lot
Oh yeah,
stronger.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, uh,
And like I was saying earlier, I believe Seth was one of those people that he needs the crowd. He
yeah,
definitely needs that energy.
yeah.
To
So
go with the
I
troll
get
character, he feeds off that.
right. So I would give it a 3.5 personally. Um, because like I said, they did a lot of innovative stuff, and it was you know, much needed story you know, with Hope, because it really wasn't no story.
Right, right.
But speaking of no story, almost and AJ Styles never tagged a day in their life, but ended up getting a title shot, which is cool, whatever. But I will say I wasn't expecting it almost to look pretty decent, even though he didn't do anything. He just looked the part.
Right, and honestly, in a match like that, that's all you need to do.
Yeah.
You got, excuse me, you kind of knew once he got in the match, it was a wrap. Cause what? No offense, but what could the new they have done? He's 7'3".
Right. He put y'all two weights together. He probably weigh the same weight.
One leg is taller than Kofi and Xavier.
Right.
So I mean, to me, the match was a two because it went the way I thought it was gonna go.
Yeah, the match was a two because necessarily you didn't AJ didn't get his stuff off real. He was supposed to play the guy who took all the beating and then go to the hot tag, which was almost didn't do anything in the hot tag form. He just slowed everything all the way down.
Yeah. So I mean, but at the end of the day, we can also say realistically, if you're in a tag team with somebody that's 7'3", I'm just gonna tag them
At the beginning.
and let them, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
All he did really was jump. springboard off of almost shoulders to knock Xavier Woods off the ring with a springboard.
Right.
So Almost can win the match.
And that's what I'm saying. AJ didn't really do nothing in the match. He
Right.
just took the beating.
Exactly. And which was cool because out the two, AJ's the one with the wrestling experience, so I'm built to take a beating.
Mm-hmm.
I can take this just long enough for you to get the tag. Then you get your tag in and do what we know we don't know you can do, but
What we
just
want you to
looking
do.
at it first, right. And he did what look down on his size. He used his size to his advantage.
Right.
He picked up Kobe and choke bombed him.
Right.
So
For me, I give it a 2 as well. It really wasn't eye popping or
right.
imaginative. We knew what was going down, but we'll see what happens next.
And you know what? I'll be generous and give it a 2 since you know how I do. A 2.25 just for Big E's entrance.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
But other than that,
maybe you can move it up to a 2.5.
uh-huh.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But doesn't that make AJ Styles a Grand Slam champion?
You are correct. You are correct.
So it's a 2.5 because
So
it's historic.
So in another scheme of things, which is on a whole another level, but which creative can use, that's could be the only reason why he won the tag with Almost.
Yeah.
Just let me get that. I know what he was a part. I'm gonna get that tag title.
All right.
So, but yeah, okay, I give it the 2.5.
All right. So move on to Braun versus Shane McMahon in the steel cage match. Nothing that went any differently for real. I mean, Shane did outsmart him a little bit, but you saw it coming with Elias and Jackson Riker beating up Braun before he got in there and gave him a chair to bring into the ring. But Braun's selling the knee, but he's so big, you know what I'm saying? Um the pulling the cage apart was different. Throwing Shane off the top of the cage was expected. But for me the match didn't do anything that was a wow for real. So I'll give it a 2. Because it wasn't really anything in it.
You're right. And me personally, I would give it a 1. The only reason I give it a 2, and I stick to this reasoning, is because they swerved us at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna throw him off the cage, but y'all think I'm gonna throw him off the cage to the outside that he gonna win, and then he can say, thus justifying the stupid chance. No, that's why I said who's stupid now. I threw him into the ring. So I swerved him. So I gave them a point for that. Otherwise, that'd be a 1. Because this one's nothing. Just like I said, honestly, in my opinion, a match just so Shane can get the coast to coast off. Because Rob Van Dam was being inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he did get that off.
That's the only reason why I think this match was made. Because other than that, no point. Braun has lost all credibility anyway. So he's a joke wrestler. Why would Shane being logical, why would you want to pick a fight with him? Period.
Right. You don't have no history with him.
Whether you can outsmart him or not, why? What do you want to chance fighting?
Unless you had Dabo Kato in the wings,
Exactly.
there's no reason for that.
Right.
So,
So,
moving on. What I would say is a 5-star celebrity wrestling match in the WWE.
exactly. This match was my
French kiss.
my chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
Because hey, that's my highlight of the night.
Yeah.
Oh, you wouldn't expect the Bad Bunny to hold his own in that match.
Yeah, and like I talked about with AJ Styles taking the beating, Bad Bunny took the most beating in the beginning of the match. And he ain't never been in the match. So he ain't had no athletic ability per se that is, documented.
Right.
So
exactly.
Him, you know what I'm saying, doing what he did was crazy.
And like I said earlier, every other celebrity that's wrestled in the ring had some sort of athletic background, boxing, basketball, or something. He had none. So, but I was pleasantly surprised because he did the splash, Bunny Destroyer. So,
yeah, the Bunny Destroyer. But you can go to I don't even know these names, but the pin that he did where you wrap the arm around the leg, flip him over into a crucifix pin.
The Lamai Straw Cradle.
Yeah, there you go. That or the luchador grab you by the arm, flip, and
tilt the world on drag.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have expected none of that. You would expect him out of that little train,
but not tornado DDT.
Right, tornado DDT.
He took a DDT.
Right.
From the Miz that was real hard.
Real, yeah. So I was pleasantly surprised with that match.
He took a lot. He took a lot of beating and still kept on going.
So he proved me he can fight. So I was like you said, as far as celebrity matches, I give it 5 stars.
As the attraction of the match, it was probably just a 3.
Yeah, as far as just the match,
if
it'd be a 3.
If you put wrestler A, B, C, and D in the match,
let's just say if this was Miz and Morrison versus the Alpha Academy, it'll be a 3-star match.
Yeah,
but this celebrity
of it all, made it a 5-star celebrity match because the celebrity got off a little bit.
Exactly, did a whole lot more than he was supposed to.
Yeah,
because he looked like he was outweighed by the Miz by at least 70 pounds.
At least.
So yeah,
no strength, no nothing, but you know what I'm saying. But he held his own, and came up with an innovative finish too.
Yeah,
which is a Doomsday Splash.
Yeah, right. That Doomsday crossbody.
Yeah, like.
And then not only that, when he did the Bunny Destroyer, we forget it was to the outside.
Yeah.
So he doing this on the floor on top of it.
Right.
Then he already dove off the top rope to the outside. So yeah, he did a lot.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I liked it. I liked it a lot. Very much unexpected.
Yeah, very much so. But and it saved it because it kind of made up for kind of sort of any weaknesses before that in any match.
Well, lastly, moving to the main event of night 1, and the fans have asked for it. People are clamoring over it. It's historic. The promo beforehand made it so much better than the build that they were building coming into this. uh the TV promo, should I say? You know what I'm saying? So that match, hands down, is a 4+ match, maybe 4.25, 4.5 ish, just on the simple stakes of the match in itself. And, you know, um, for the first time, Bianca is on the main stage, and she's also in the main event of WrestleMania. I mean, just think about that in itself. Like 3 years ago, Bianca was very rarely known. You know what I'm saying? Like she was just getting her push in NXT to go up against whoever was the top dogs at the time, whether it was uh Oscar or not Oscar, uh Kairi Sane,
Summer Rae,
not Summer Rae. Shut up. Uh
Melina.
Shut up. Uh but you know, and here she is in the main event of WrestleMania, and to trump all of that, she's never won a title. How does she like? How does her stature make it to a main event of WrestleMania if she's never technically done anything? You know what I'm saying? She wasn't technically highly touted as this, star when they got her. She wasn't nobody from the indies or nothing. She's just a regular old person who kind of liked wrestling. But yeah, for me, that in itself, the match was great. They did a lot. Bianca showed off her strength a lot. Sasha did her technical stuff. You know, carried the match, and then speaking on Sasha, like Sasha is like one of the top three women ever to call a match in the ring. Her matches are always crisp. Of course, she's one half of the greatest women's match in history. So, you know, all of those things, Sasha carried Bianca through this match, and Bianca followed her lead perfectly. So, I give hats off to both, and Bianca winning it put the icing on the cake for me because it needed to happen. It's a new day, no pun intended. Um, and Sasha can always be Sasha without the title. So, um, eventually, I know we could get back to this, or move on to something else. Who knows? But for me, that's what the match was. It's a 4.5. You know what I'm saying? And it's up there for me.
Okay, I mean I agree with you on my part because I said in my opinion I never seen a match where Bianca actually had to go. And I feel like this match, just the magnitude of this match and it being WrestleMania, I think, and for the title that, and against Sasha, someone I know is a contemporary that she looked at, I think they pushed her this match.
Mm-hmm.
So it gave me what I want to see out of her. So and it wasn't a roll up win.
Yeah.
When like I caught you slipping here to KOD in one.
And that's another thing about night one. Every finish finished with a finish. Every match ended with somebody's finishing move.
Yeah, and I think excuse me. Yeah, I think you wanted that more than anything because this is the first night fans, and you don't want to give us all screwy
Yeah,
finishes.
exactly.
So I'm glad of that. And all in all, night one, in my opinion, I'm like you. I give it a B because it was solid.
It was solid all the way around.
It was solid. Now nothing just popped and wowed me yet. Maybe they're saving that for night two. Who
I,
knows? But this was a solid start for a 2 night event.
yeah,
I can't. You
you
can't be
can't really
mad.
complain about it.
Yeah,
Um,
and everything, even to the unplanned weather delay, that even helped it out because of belt injury. You know,
hmm
and I can only imagine for fans, it built that heightened sense of what's gonna happen. We so close to seeing it. I know they not gonna stop it. So I'm glad WrestleMania had the fans. I'm glad we had a strong night one.
hmm
So I just got to see what night two will do.
Yeah, so I mean, with that, um, we'll wrap this on up. Um, we'll be hopefully back for night two. Give you our review of that. But this is Wrestling Conversations, WrestleMania Night One. Um, and
Don't forget to hit that like, that share, that subscribe, and until next time, we'll see you in the bell ring.